Hi, welcome to Social Media. I'll be your host, Nahum the Influencer, here to show you how to make your post blow up. First, you have to remember that the only way that you get paid is if people are engaging with your posts. And the best way to do that is infuriate them, even if it's something that stretches the truth just a little bit. It might cause extreme conflict with real-world consequences, but that's okay, because the arguments will be happening in your comments section, so your post will blow up. Here's a great example, a picture of Philly from above. Post it and watch as everyone shares their opinions on the protests. Or are they called riots? Well, it doesn't matter because we're never gonna post about the boring protests, only the interesting stuff. Take the videos of cops doing their jobs a little bit unprofessionally and protesters doing their protesting a little too rowdy, because that racks in comments and shares. See, what they don't realize is that you're only showing what is negative with pictures like this. You're only showing the fires. How could you possibly see anything peaceful from the sky? Then everyone's gonna comment outraged, saying, I can't believe there's people supporting them. Then other people will reply to those comments saying, I can't believe you're not supporting them. And just imagine all the people posting your stuff as proof to their friends that these protesters are actually terrible, racking you more comments and more views, just to find out that the picture was just a screen cap from World War Z. Hi, welcome to social media. The way to survive this game is get people to ingest as much news as possible. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok have reward systems. The more people engage with your post, the more people get to see it. But don't worry, the average viewer either doesn't know that or doesn't pay attention to it, which is good. You wouldn't want the average viewer putting into consideration that the only reason they're seeing your post is because the algorithm chose it. And if the algorithm chose it, then that just means that the platform is using your post as a trap for the people to stay on the platform. Anyway, welcome to social media. Here at social media, we have a bad reputation of being labeled as a place of bad news. Well, it's not our fault that everyone only shares bad news. We're just thriving off their mentality by feeding them exactly what they asked for. And hey, don't get upset at me, this isn't a new idea. News stations have been doing this forever. That's why they always tell you that there's a crazy story after their movie of 30-second commercials. You think they're reporting on the story because they want to inform you? No, it's just a way to persuade you to watch the commercial so they can get their revenue. And now that no one watches cable anymore, I'm sure they're not desperate for money or purposely trying to show controversial news in order to keep your attention and gain revenue. And if you think that it's a problem that news outlets only show you controversial news in order to gain money off of you, then here's a quote from the Bible. Money is the root. I forgot the rest of the quote. And now that you know the basics of being a news source, go out there and post whatever you like.
Bro, these fools blew up a Target. How the fuck you gonna defend this? Like, if you destroy property, I'd be expecting some tear gas.
To be desensitized means you either don't know or have forgotten what it's like to be outside of your own experience. A lot of the arguing going on is over experience. Some people's only experiences with the police have been good ones. Maybe a police officer helped you put groceries in your car, or you saw videos on the internet of police officers playing basketball with black kids. Yes, it's very possible that every police officer that you've experienced has been a good one, which is why you might make the argument that not all cops are bad. But the reason you believe that is because your experience has been good. Let me read you a Chinese proverb. If you want to know what water is, don't ask a fish. If you want to know what privilege is, don't ask someone who has it. Think about all the times that you've considered being rich. What would you do if you're rich? What would you do if you had $1 million? What would you do if you win the lottery? We've all ran these scenarios in our head, and we know pretty damn well what it's like to be a rich person. And then we laugh at rich people when they guess that Tostito's pizza rolls cost $22.
Totino's pizza rolls. One bag of Totina pizza rolls.
I'll go with 22.
How much do you think rice-a-roni would be within $1?
$5.
That's because when you're desensitized, you never consider yourself without your privileges, but that's the best way to be humble and thankful for what you have. You see this whenever a teacher tells a bully not to bully other kids because you wouldn't like it if they did it to you, because the only way that you can see the faults in what you're doing is imagining yourself as the victim. If someone makes a claim that your experience has negatively affected their own, your initial reaction shouldn't just be to look inward, but to also consider their perspective. Here's another comment that I'm seeing very often. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. First question to these people. Who do you consider to be a part of Black Lives Matter? Is it the people protesting and wanting justice for the murder? Oh, those people aren't terrorists. That wouldn't work. Which means it must be the looters, right? You think they are Black Lives Matter? Which means the media somehow got you to believe that the people abusing George Floyd's death as a way to steal are the people who are Black Lives Matter. If that's the case, then congratulations, you're biased. A group of people named Black Lives Matter came together to do a protest against racial injustice because a man was killed. And you chose to completely ignore them and pin a title on a group of people that you already had negative feelings towards, on the people doing the objectively and morally wrong thing, because you want to believe that Black Lives Matter is immoral, subsequently making you hate them more and justifying your personal vendetta against them. This big umbrella of news and social media wants you to stay engaged. They want you to comment. They want you to make opinions. They do not care about change. They want you to stay on their apps and their accounts and watch their ads and share their posts. So for as long as this goes on, you will see cops doing bad shit. And you will see protesters doing bad shit. Because they want to feed into your opinion so that you keep talking. And you will talk so much without considering the change that needs to be made, that when this dust clears, there will be no change at all. And all because you were too worried with the technicalities of their message. This video does not mean that you should not watch the news or stay informed. But ask yourself, why do I see this post? Why do I see this news? And why do they want me to know about it? Because the answer is almost never to inform you. Stop internally justifying yourself for not wanting to change. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it expanded your perspective a little bit. I hope that you don't use that perspective to belittle other people, and I hope you use it to love and care on them instead. So have a good one. See you guys around. Peace.